Hello, beautiful manifestors. It is Olivia Grace, and I'm back with another video. And this is just a quick reminder that it can only go your way. I think this is the way that I suggest for you all to look at manifesting your desires. I think the way that we can tend to look at it is like, everything's possible as long as I do all the things right, or it could happen, or I want it to happen. But really switching from I want it to happen, I hope it happens, to it must happen, has happened, will really help you with detaching from the 3D and detaching from the process, okay? So we're gonna talk about that. If you are new here, hello and welcome. I am Olivia Grace. This is the Master Manifestors channel. Here I talk about law of assumption, manifestation, all that good stuff. So if you're into that, I'd love to have you be a part of the channel. I do have ways that I can help you in the description. Everything is there if you'd like. But yeah. Hi Ashley, hi Mocha Drop, hi Tawanda, hi Luxury Queen, hi Hannah, hi Moon, hi Rich Auntie, period. All right, guys. So yeah, those of you who have caught the live from yesterday heard me kind of talking about how I felt really detached from everything in 3D and just kind of been in this state of knowing that I'm getting what I want, right? So this is going to help you guys to stop meddling in what is going on in 3D. Stop needing things in 3D to look a certain way. This is so gonna help you guys, okay? Thank you, Zoe. All right. So the problem, there's no problem, but the problem is that number one, we judge off of 3D. We think that what is in 3D is final. Okay, so let's think about this in the state, like you guys have heard me talk about baking a cake, right? I talk about baking a cake in a few different ways when it comes to your God self, but let's think about the process of baking a cake, right? At no point during baking a cake does it actually look like what the final thing looks like. Okay, thank you so much, Ty. At no point, even when you freaking crack the thing open, it's powdery, you put the milk and the eggs, you mix it, it's watery, you even put it in the oven for a while, it's clumpy. None of it looks like the beautiful cake that it is. And so if at every point you're looking and saying, this can't be a cake, if you crack open the carton and you see flour and you're like, this looks nothing like a cake, this could never be a cake. If you mix it, you say, okay, well, maybe I just need to add the eggs, and you mix the eggs and it looks watery and you're like, well, this still doesn't look like a cake. This can't be a cake. You put it in the oven for 20 minutes, even though it says 30, and you're like, okay, but this still, look at it, it's still soupy and watery. That can't be a cake. At every moment, if you're judging off of what you're seeing, you will never know. Number one, you would never continue, because if at every moment, if you cracked open the carton and said, this looks nothing like a cake, there's no point in me mixing this. I must have got the wrong batch. They must have the wrong thing printed on here. Then you would never do the steps that it takes to make the cake, right? If at every moment that you're observing it, you're like, this doesn't look like what it's supposed to be, so it must not be. It can't be. Maybe it's not supposed to look the way that you think it should look. Right? So, but when we, right, all of us here have probably baked cakes before from a box. So we know that no matter what it looks like, we will end up with a cake. And even if you put it in there for 30 minutes and you take it out and your toothpick comes out wet, you don't say, wow, there's no cake here. You say, ooh, I guess it needs a little bit more. Let me put it back. There's no part that makes you doubt that you will end up with a cake, because you're not looking to the box. You're not looking to the batter. You're not looking to it halfway through the process to decide if it will give you a cake. You're trusting that this will turn into that. Okay? it will turn into that. All right? So, with your desire, stop seeing your desire as something that is possible, something that could happen, right? As long as I'm perfect, as long as they change their mind, as long as the moon rises in my 4th house, okay? See your desires as inevitable. Inevitable. There's nothing that can stop it. And for me, this has made me, there's literally no reason for me to fight the 3D. There's no reason for me to fight the 3D because I know my decision, my assumption that I'm moving from is the only way for things to go is my way. That's the only way for things to go. And so no matter what it looks like in the 3D, even if it looks like soupy batter when I'm expecting a full cake, I know that it can only lead me to what I want. Period. It can only lead me to what I want. Even the trials, guys, and the things where you're, you know, some of you guys are like, oh, my life's falling apart. My 3D looks crazy. I'm scared. I'm this. All of that is leading you to what you want. Period. And you might ask me, how do you know? How do you know though? How do you know that it's not just falling apart and I've messed it up and it's all wrong? How do I know? Because I said so. Because I said so. Because you said so. Because the only way for it to go is your way. It doesn't really matter what's going on. You can deduct from that, I'm not getting what I want, or you can deduct from that, I am getting what I want, and either way, you'll be right. It'll be true. Like, I ask you guys when I'm doing like a shift you on the video. And I tell you guys, what if the version of you, what day is it? Monday. Version of you from next Monday comes up to you and says, hey, you got what you wanted. It worked out. There was absolutely nothing you needed to do. You did everything. There's nothing you needed to do. What would you really get up and do from that point? What would you really do from that point? Would you go and fight? Even if it looked treacherous in the 3D, would you go and fight? Would it even matter? No. Because you know, at the end of the day, the only place it can lead me is to where I want to go. So why should I stress it? If I'm flying to the Bahamas and I have a layover in Aspen, I'm not gonna be like, God, it's so cold. I didn't pack anything for this. Aspen isn't where I want to go. I know that it's a layover. I know where I'm going. So I don't mind being a little chilly for a while because I know where I'm ending up. It's warm. Okay? So understand, decide that your desire is. It's no other way for it to go but your way, and this will help you guys because you don't need to fight every bad feeling you have. You don't need to fight you don't really need to fight anything. What you need is to be in awareness of who you are. To be in awareness of who you are. To be knowing that what I've decided is what it is, and that's it. Okay? So, accept your desire as inevitable instead of as a possibility, instead of as a hope, instead of as something that you're manifesting, okay? When you say, I'm manifesting this, right? I'm manifesting this, what you're saying is, I don't have it, and I'm trying to get it. And you can stay in that state for as long as you want to stay in that state. But eventually, if you're using the law of assumption, your task is to come into having it. knowing that you have it, not judging based off of 3D of what you have or not, but knowing that 3D is the echo, the shadow, the reflection of what I decide internally. So I don't need to look to what's already been decided to choose what to decide next. I just need to decide and stick to that decision. Okay? Yes. Remember all the questions I had about manifesting money? Well, I manifested a 5-figure bonus. That's amazing. Congratulations, Carisha. Lovely. And I don't remember what you were saying, Carisha, when you were asking those questions, but I'm pretty sure I said something to the effect of, I've actually already read your success story. And here we are. Okay? I'm going to use this as an example, you guys, because I want you to put this with your own desires. If when Carisha is telling me, I have all these questions, I need the money, if I looked at that and deducted from that, oh, I guess you need money. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's horrible. Oh, what is that doing? If I'm just looking at what it is and coming into agreement with that, what is that doing for me? Did she say in that moment, hey, actually, Olivia, oh, I just manifested money and then I congratulate her? No. I'm knowing that all is. I'm knowing that what I'd like, what Carisha would like, was for her to be telling me a success story. So that's what I'm going to say is happening, because I know that what I say happens. And here we are. She says, I did say that. Okay. Okay. But had I been caught in what was and believed what was, then how could it be different, y'all? You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Your desire is done. Whatever you choose to do from that state is up to you. Okay? It's up to you. But your desire is done. Accept it as inevitable. Okay? Accept it as inevitable. It's not a could be. It is. No matter what, it is. So whatever I'm seeing in 3D must be leading me to exactly what I want. No question. All right? No question. All right. I won 25 bucks on the lotto today. Bought nice lunch. I'm feeling like a lotto winner because I am. I love that. Congratulations, Uncanny Shani. Thoughts on robotic affirming for SP? Okay, let me start with this. Do what you want, right? Do what feels good to you. That's really the answer. Me, personally, when I was robotic affirming for my SP, it did not feel good. And it felt like too much reaching. It felt like too much work. And I was very much, the reason I was robotic affirming, this is the thing about techniques, you guys, okay? And I'm not saying not to do techniques. I'm not demonizing techniques. I'm just saying, okay, there's different levels of consciousness, okay? So I think on this channel, we are graduating out of the consciousness that says, I'm here, my desire is over there, and I have to do techniques to bridge that gap. We're coming out of that mind state. In that mind state, though, if that's the state of consciousness that you're in, where everything is separate from you and it's over there somewhere and you still have to get it because you're lacking it, sure, robotic affirming is a great thing to do, right? Robotic affirming, what I find with robotic affirming is it helps me if I'm in an anxious state, if I'm in a state of my mind being everywhere and I need something for my mind to feed on positively or in my favor. Even if it's something like those of you who are in a time crunch or whatever, for me, like when I would do it, it was like basically calming the avatar. Hey, we're taking care of it, right? We're taking care of it. Now, the next state, the state that we're in now, is knowing that everything is already yours, okay? So, Annie, no doubtedly, I don't have to know what's going on, what state you're in, anything. I know that what you're thinking, what you're aware of, the assumption that you're moving from right now is I don't have it and I'm trying to get it. Now you can see, knowing that now is the only moment, which is a big thing to know. Now is the only moment, so either you have it or you don't. You think that there's a try. And sure, there is a try. It's its own reality. But as I think it's Yoda says, there is no try. It's either do or don't do, or be or don't be, right? Either it is or it's not. There's no try. There's no I'm trying to get it. So if you're trying to get it, you're in acknowledgement and awareness that it's not. Okay? So in the awareness that it is, then what do you do? And it's not to say that maybe you won't robotically affirm or visualize or have inner conversations. It's just coming from the state of this is already mine instead of how do I get this thing to be mine? Okay? And if we really believe the law of assumption, if we really believe the only time is now, if all of your now moments are spent wondering how to get something that's not mine, or wondering, did I do enough to get this thing that's not mine? Or wondering, why hasn't it happened yet? Like, that's probably the number one thing I'm hearing. Why hasn't it happened yet then? Well, why hasn't it happened? Because that's what you're aware of. That's it. You're aware that it hasn't happened yet. And you keep waiting on the 3D, which is your follower, which is your reflection, to show you something different than what you're choosing, what you're deciding. But we're going to circle right back to what I said in the first place. Do what you want, you guys, because whatever state that you're at, so me telling you, hey, you're one with everything, it's already yours, there's nothing for you to do. Depending on what state you're at, that might not make any sense, okay? That might not feel correct. So if I'm telling you that and that doesn't make any sense, well, then keep doing what you're doing. But let me throw another shot in the dark here. If you're asking me, what do you think about robotic affirming for SP? You're probably tired. You're probably not getting what you want. And I'm telling you the reason is because your awareness, what you actually, this is an assumption, y'all. An assumption is what you've actually accepted as true. You can sit here and say, I'm God in my reality. It's done, it's done, it's done. But what you've actually accepted as true is that it's not. And that's what's pushing out, okay? Remember, a cake box only needs water. Everything else is already there. I love that. It's beautiful. Oh, you're prepping your son's cake for his birthday tomorrow. Happy almost birthday, Mama K's son. Okay, let's see what y'all talking about down here. How to revise a person who cheats repeatedly and perhaps having a kid with someone else. I would say to revise yourself, first of all. Like, revise yourself always being chosen, always being respected, always being adored and loved, right? And then from that space, if you still feel like affirming for this person, this is the thing, you guys, when it comes to revising people and choosing different versions, is that exactly. You've got to see it that you are choosing a different version of them, not changing a version of them. Changing a version is going to make you feel very stuck. It's going to make you feel very, like it's very difficult to change somebody. But you can't change them. Even you are not changing. You're not changing. You're shifting to another version of self. So the version of him that cheats repeatedly has nothing to do with the version of him that is faithful. It's about you choosing and aligning with that version mentally. But it starts within, you guys. It starts with you. Your assumptions about other people come from your assumptions about yourself. If you believe fundamentally, I'm not good enough, I'm not enough. Well, if I'm not enough, this person is going to seek something that I don't have in someone else. Boom, there you go. Okay? Come back to knowing you're enough, you're worthy, you're deserving, you're chosen, you're the best. Okay? Nobody is fucking with you. All right? And from that state, then it makes more sense that your partner would be faithful to you. Right? For me, manifesting is just us being clairvoyant because we see what's to come true. We just accept our destiny. I love that. I love that. Yes. And this is what I believe Brittany was saying, where it's like, instead of seeing your desires as desires, see them as things that are already fulfilled, okay? Like, let the desire, instead of the desire be an implication that, hey, here's something you're lacking and you got to come get, and you got to make yourself good enough to get this thing now, go on this journey and reprogram your mind. Instead of all that, it's like, oh, that desire is giving me a heads up. Hey, here I come. This is what's for you. You can already, if you just feel into that, instead of, oh, wow, here's a desire that's over there that I'm not good enough for, obviously, because then I would already had it. So something's wrong with me that I have to fix. And what is it that's wrong with me? And what limiting, like, instead of just, oh, this is what I'm ready. This is what's coming for me. This is what's here for me now. This is the gift that my God self is giving my avatar to experience. How wonderful is that? I'm grateful for it. It's amazing. You can feel the difference. You can feel how you're in the receiving mode instead of trying still, okay? I need to manifest 500 instantly before this morning, otherwise I'm dead. Well, I'm sure you won't really be dead. And I would say to take that pressure off. A lot of times with these time crunches, and even when it comes to money, even when it comes to rent, when it comes to all this stuff, you guys, it's like this feeling of, oh my God, if I don't get it, oh, what's gonna happen? But y'all, like, when you think about it, how often have you been in that state? You'll start to see that it's not actually true that if I don't get it, oh my God, my life's gonna fall apart. If that's the case, your life would have been fell apart all the 50 other times you were in that state. You're just perpetually in that state. You're just used to being in the state of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. So you're in that state. No doubtedly, if you're here on this live, you haven't been kicked out on the street with no electricity because you got a phone. So somehow or one way or the other, it works out for you. Maybe not in the way that you exactly want, but it's working out. You're not dead. Remove that and go into having it. Decide you have it. You've been had it. It already manifested, okay? How can I make sure everyone has forgotten that I had surgery and even change my photos? I would say revise and decide. Revise and just decide. Nobody remembers. Do this as the operant power of your reality, okay? When you're doing anything, you guys, it's just a decision. But you want to start by deciding you have the authority to decide, okay? I shifted so much and had manifestations I've been working on for months come in. I grasp that it only ever happens in a now moment. I absolutely love that. And huge congratulations to you, Princess. Hi, Olivia. My eviction court date is Wednesday. I'm looking forward to sharing good news with you. We've already read the good news. It was wonderful. They already decided it in your favor. It was actually kind of silly. It was like they didn't even know why they were there. They're like, why are we here? What eviction case? What eviction case? I feel like claiming is our divine inheritance, feeling more regal every day. Oh, yes, boo. Soothed by sound. What a pretty name. Yeah, period. Is it possible to manifest something big by Wednesday? Yes, you're bigger than it. Okay? You're bigger than it. That's the thing. Stop seeing it as bigger than you. Is it possible? The answer is always yes. According to your faith, according to your faith, be it done unto you. What do you believe? If you believe from what you're saying, it's big, it's this. It ain't even that. You all that. Okay? How do you revise my daughter? 17 years, autistic, agitated, hates school, hates me half the time. Just always on eggshells. Okay, re-see that, redecide. Once again, choosing a different version. Okay? Choosing a different version. You're not revising your daughter who is autistic and and agitated and hates school and you're not revising her. You're choosing the version of your daughter who is calm and at peace and at ease and is in harmony. And you come into harmony within yourself around her. Instead of using her as your excuse to come out of harmony, you maintain your harmony, and she's will reflect that. This is what Jesus did. Jesus didn't look at somebody and say, "Oh my God, leprosy, how that's pretty contagious. I don't know about that. Tell bro to get 6 feet back. Let me do my magic from over here because I can't have that." Right? No, Jesus stayed planted in his awareness of I am. And since I am, all that can be is perfection. So it's you maintain harmony within, and that will push out. How to manifest when you have so many thoughts. I'm affirming and trying to flip every thought, but I'm scared I won't be consistent because there's so many thoughts and fears. Okay, cool. So the difference between flipping thoughts, right? When you find yourself flipping a whole bunch of thoughts, it's because you're in an identity. I'm going to give you an idea. I'm going to give you an example, okay? Let's say I identify as ugly, okay? I think I'm ugly. So that's what I believe that I am. Naturally, from me thinking I'm ugly, I'm going to have thoughts, beliefs, assumptions from that state of I'm ugly. I'm going to believe that when I go out, when I see people staring at me, I'm going to believe, see, they're looking at how ugly I am. When, homeboy ghosts me, it's because I'm ugly. Duh. Of course he ghosts me. When I look in the mirror, I'm already anticipating, oh my God, I know it's going to look terrible because I'm ugly. So I can sit there and try to flip all these thoughts. No. When I go out, they're looking at me because they like me. And he ghosted me because I'm too pretty. And I can do all of that, but it's all coming from one identity. It's all coming from one identity. So if I decide to step into the assumption that I'm beautiful and really step in, you guys, this is the difference between an affirmation and a proclamation. This is the difference between still being in the identity of I'm ugly, and saying I'm going to tell myself I'm beautiful, and I'm going to flip my thoughts and tell myself I'm beautiful, and stepping into the assumption, which means accepting with no proof, which means looking in the mirror and possibly seeing the Hunchback of Notre Dame looking back at you and still deciding I'm going to assume, but what if I was though? What if I was? What if I was beautiful? What if I were beautiful? What if since this whole world is mine and it's only reflecting my say-so, I'm going to assume that I'm beautiful. I'm going to assume that I'm always interpreted as beautiful. Naturally, from that assumption, from within that assumption, when you go out and you see people staring at you, you're going to assume it's because, wow, they're mesmerized by me. They think I'm so beautiful. When you go out and or somebody ghosts you or somebody doesn't hit you up, you're going to assume, oh, wow, they probably just were falling in love with me too quickly. Your thoughts, you have to flip all your thoughts because you're fighting who you think you are. That's why. Change who you think you are. Whatever the subject is, change who you think you are and step into it. What if that were true? Well, all realities exist in the now, and I get to choose in the now, so I choose this. So what if that were true? What if it were true that whatever it is that I want is who I am naturally? How do you manifest money this week? Decide you have it. First of all, decide that manifesting money is easy and instant. Step into that assumption. What if it were true? What if it were true? Instead of money being this whole big boogeyman, oh my gosh, what if it was easy? What if I really accepted that I'm God in my reality? What if I accepted that it's done? See yourself doing whatever it is that you need to do with it or want to do with it. See yourself doing that, having it, enjoying it. Wow, it's so amazing. I can't believe it. It manifested. Get out of manifesting, y'all. Get out of manifesting, okay? You're not manifesting shit. Everything has already been manifested in the past or in the now. You're realizing, you're choosing, you're lighting up that frame out of infinity. I forget I'm supposed to be thinking in my favor, and I had been going down the wrong thoughts for so long. Not really. You haven't been going down the wrong thoughts for so long. In fact, you've only been going down the wrong thoughts now. So you can change now. That's the thing, y'all. I don't care how fucked up you've been thinking. I don't care how much bullshit you've been thinking. I don't care if from January 1st to today, to December 1st, you've been thinking bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. Lucky for you, all is now. And you can just shift into the version of you who hasn't been, who's been together. It doesn't take time to shift, you guys. There is no time for it to take. Let me know when anything has ever happened in the now, other than the now. Let me know. Can SATs work overnight? Absolutely. Okay. SATs has worked overnight for me plenty of times. But this, like, y'all got to understand, once again, y'all, I'm not trying to nitpick. I'm trying to light up your awareness. It's not SATs. It's not anything. It's you. It's your dream. And like, I get that, you know, I'm honored that you guys see me as a teacher who knows things and can tell you what to do with your life. But get out of that, y'all. Like, I want you to really think, if you ask me right now, can SATs work tonight? Can I manifest money to this week? What if I said no? What if oh no, SATs takes at least 3 days to impress your subconscious mind. Money in a week? No, you have way too many limiting beliefs for that. You're going to have to you need to buy my Overflow recording in the description and then, you know, give it like a few weeks. And like, if I said that, y'all, would you believe that? Would you take that? Some of y'all would, to be honest, some of y'all would. And then you go on somebody else's live and be like, oh my God, this coach told me, blah, 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 blah. Why do you care about what the coach told you? What do you tell you? Some of y'all wouldn't even listen to me. Some of y'all would say that's a limiting belief and go about your day. Okay, then why are you asking? The answer is yes, it's possible. The answer is according to your faith, be it done unto you. The answer is if you can conceive it, then yes, you can have it. The answer is as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The answer is whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. That's the answer. You're the God of your reality. I'm just here. I'm just here playing my role in your play as you are in mine. So can SATs work? I don't really know. Can it? Can you manifest money today? I don't really know. All I can tell you is that it's all now. The version of you who can or can't is now, and you get to decide. So instead of focusing on SP, we should focus on self. Yes. Self is the cause. Self is the source. What to do with narcissistic mother who takes notes and spies on you when you want her to forget everything about me? Okay. So right now I can tell you already, you have your mother as this person that victimizes you. You have your mother in this identity that she does bad things and I can't help what she does. Come into your power. Okay. This is not to say that you're to blame for her being a narcissist. It's to say that you can be the reason why she's not no more. You can be the reason why she does not interact with you anymore. You have to understand that your brother begins and ends in you the way that we begin and end in God. Everybody is just a projection of you. So, and this is the thing, especially when we deal with narcissists, when we deal with toxic people, when we deal with negative circumstances, this is why the negative circumstances keep you fucked up, y'all. You guys can go through all my videos and watch and you see the people that say, but what about this? Oh, wow. What about this? This is intense. This is so real. Oh, but this is so bad. Oh, I couldn't have had anything to do with that. Okay, then. And that's where you cut your power off. Okay. When it gets too bad, then that's when I'm not powerful no more. That's when it's everybody else's problem. All right, then. And that's how it's going to be. No. The wheel and the woe. Right? This is what we was talking about in Neville's lecture. The wheel and the woe. The joy and the pain. You create it all. You kill, you make alive. You create it all. And as long as you cut it off, well, yeah, I create all this stuff over here, but those things over there have nothing to do with me. That's everybody else. Well, then there goes your power down the toilet. You create it all. Don't worry about, but how did I, and didn't I, and da-da-da. What do you want? What do you prefer? Step into the assumption. In fact, actually, what I read was your mom is so respectful. Wow, she's had a complete 360. She's changed completely. You don't even recognize her. You're like blinking your eyes, rubbing your eyes, pinching yourself. Am I in a dream? Because who is this? Yeah. And that's going on at the same damn time, okay? Okay. Liv, I know you're going to say this is a belief, but sometimes my avatar's believes if I manifest something, I lose something. So shifting into the version who has everything. Yes, indeed. What helped me with that is being in my highest timeline, Ty. My highest timeline, because I think that's a very human thing, is to, you know, believe that, well, if I get something, I lose something, or I have to pay, I have to sacrifice, right? But that's just, like you said, it is just a belief, right? That's just human muggle shit. Instead, it's, I'm in my highest timeline. So in fact, instead of things getting kind of good and then a little worse, it only gets better and better and better for me. Bester and bester, as Candace says. Bester and bester. It's already the best. And then just when I think it can't get any better, it gets even bester. Now it's even the best better. Only better and better. And really, Ty, you true to this, not new to this. You already got this. All right? Mm-hmm. What if the one you love is not showing up the way you want? I love him dearly, but a part of me wants to let him go. Let him go. Let him go. When you put up with people treating you away, it's not about you, yeah, you created it, yeah, whatever, but every time you allow somebody to fucking disrespect you and you continue to be there, you're contradicting who you know that you are. You're contradicting who you know that you are. You know that you are a goddess, a god. You know that you're deserving of the best, and then you're allowing somebody to play with you. Stop letting them play with you. And trust me, when you stop letting people play with you, now all of a sudden they wake up and everything's clear. Oh, wow, it all makes sense now. Oh, my heart, it's a pimple patch. Not the Powerpuff Girls. Fuck yeah. Hi, Lyric, my love. What if Bestie is being forced to live across the country? Immigration laws doing too much got me fucked up. Okay, I'm gonna answer this and then I'm gonna go. All right? So go, like everybody here, whatever your desire is, what would you prefer? What do you want? What would delight you? Decide that that's true. Don't worry about the circumstance, the law, the anything. I don't care. And it doesn't matter. If it mattered, Neville wouldn't be getting out of World War II after being drafted in it. If it mattered, people wouldn't be getting whole apartment buildings for free that somebody else felt on their heart to buy for them. Okay? It does not matter, y'all. All that matters is what do you want? And life, reality, 3D will rearrange itself to delight you. Period. So what do you want? In fact, no, your bestie is the exempt. She's exempt. She's the, what's the word? She's the exemption from the rule because of you, because her best friend is a goddess. So she doesn't have to go anywhere. And you're sitting there enjoying each other at lunch like, oh my God, bestie, so glad that you get to stay here with me. I don't know how it happened. She's bewildered. How did this happen? You know how it happened, through imagination. And this is the thing, you guys, because I know I can read your mind because I'm in your mind. We in the same mind. But how do I know? How do I know imagination is going to work? How do I know that I'm going to get what I want? Guess what? You don't. You don't. You also don't know that it wouldn't work. You don't know that you would try and fail. All you have to do is do it. And come from the assumption that it is inevitable. Stop giving it a choice. This is why people manifest when their back is up against the wall, because they stop giving it a choice. And most of the time, it's so bad that they can't fathom the other reality. They can't fathom what they're being presented with. So they completely reject it, no matter what anybody's saying. They completely reject it and say, nope, it has to be like this. This is the only thing I will accept. Be like that with everything. It is like this. Period. Comprendo? Comprendo. Oh. You're gonna include me on a documentary? I love that. Lit. The exception, yes. Thank you, Lyric. Kate, like, She's like, is it fucked up to leave my current SP for a wealthier man? Tired of being with a broke man. I feel it keeps me down, but I feel bad for being materialistic. Girl, no, it's not fucked up. Let me tell you this, y'all, because us as women, we're so willing to sacrifice what we want for what is right or what, well, that's not nice. Do you think if it was a girl with a fatter ass or willing to do some other stuff, would he be sitting there thinking twice? Oh, but what? No, he wouldn't. Like, girl, follow your joy, follow your peace, like follow what you want. No. All right. Okay, guys, I'm gonna slide. This was actually quite long and I thought it was gonna be short, but whatever. I'm intending that it prospers you all immensely. And I'm absolutely sure that it has. I'm sending you guys infinite love. And yeah, I will see you guys in a video soon.